La 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 la. La 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 la. Na 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 na. Okay, wait. What was with the wrong thing in the Smurfs theme? I'll tell you why. Nice goes naughty. As I prepare to review the Smurfs 2. But does this really deserve as much hate as it did for the first movie? I don't think so. Brace yourselves as I prepare to defend the Smurfs 2 in my review right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings my fellow YouTubers and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2013 live-action anime hybrid comedy The Smurfs 2 from 2013. Again, I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record. Sorry for the 2013 and with 2013. Woohoo! But anyway, now the film was once again directed by Raja Gosnell, who directed the last movie. Now, of course, we have returning voice actors, including Frank Welker, Katy Perry as Smurfette, Anton Yelchin as Clumsy, and Fred Armisen as Brainy. We do get to hear the voices of Alan Cumm as Gutsy, even though we only see him a little bit, unlike the first, and George Lopez as Grouchy. Of course, Fred Armisen does Brainy, but unfortunately we only get to see him a little bit. But of course we get a new member to the team, though we only saw him a little bit in the first movie, but we see more of him in this movie. Vanity Smurf, voiced by John Oliver. Now, of course, we have Neil Patrick Harris back as Patrick Winslow, and Jayma Mays as his wife, Gracie. And, of course, Hank Azaria as that crazed wizard, Gargamel. Also in the cast is Brendan Gleeson. Most of y'all know him from movies like Lake Placid, Harry Potter, and The Goblet of Fire. You know, he was Mad-Eye Moody. He was in lots of other movies. Actually, more recently, of course, Paddington 2. I was going to review Paddington, but I'll save that for next month. As Pat's stepfather. And Jacob Tremblay in one of his early roles, yes, before Wonder or The Predator, yes. Young fellow who I've been reading will voice Flounder in Disney's newest live-action adaptation of Little Mermaid, as kind of a more grown version of their son Blue, Pat and Gracie's son, that is. But anyway, though this film kind of didn't do as well as its predecessor, and it got a little more dissed than this one. But once again, I'm going to defend this movie, okay? And prove why it doesn't deserve much hate. I know a lot of people don't like these live-action anime hybrids of their favorite classic characters, like Scooby-Doo, which of course also had their theatrical flicks from Raja Gosnell. Anyway, now the film takes place 4 years after stopping Gargamel. Now we start in the Smurf village where we get prepared for Smurfette's birthday. So, narrator Smurf, well, reads everybody the story of her, how she was created by Gargamel. Yes, which that's one thing I forgot to bring up in my Saturday morning TV log of that. Yeah. But only for Papa Smurf to rescue her and turn her fully into a Smurf. Meanwhile, she's having nightmares about reverting to her original form and betraying her fellow Smurfs by turning them over to Gargamel. So, they're preparing a surprise party, as I said, but as Smurfette tries to find out what her fellow Smurfs are planning, none of them are saying a word. So she takes this to mean that everyone has forgotten her. Meanwhile, however, in the real world in France, Gargamel has now become a celebrity. Amazing, amazing people with sorcery. But he sees that he's running low on Smurf essence that gives him his magic powers. So apparently, not just alone with his cat Azrael, he's now got new creations of his, the nice, evil Smurf-like critters. Vexy, that's Christina Ricci, and Hexus, voiced by J.B. Smoove. With them, Gargamel plans on opening a portal to Smurf Village by using the Eiffel Tower as a conduit, so they can capture Smurfette, and through her get Papa Smurf's secret formula for creating Smurfs. But however, as the portal he created is not big enough for him to go through, he sends Vexy to the portal to grab Smurfette and bring her to Paris. So they witness the abduction of Smurfette and inform Papa Smurf, who uses his magic to create crystals that allow several of his Smurfs to travel directly to Patrick Winslow's residence in New York City in order to get his help. Now, he originally intends for Brainy, Hefty, and Gutsy to use the crystals, but you guessed it, clumsiness, mischievousness has gotten away through an accident. He, along with Grouchy and Vanity, used them instead. So they all ran the apartment right after the celebration of Blue's 4th birthday, where they meet both the Winslow's young boy and Patrick's stepfather, Victor Doyle. And that's spelled differently than the way my name's spelled. Thank you very much. A man who is in constant embarrassment to Patrick. And he's also a guy who sells corn dogs and what have you. So they soon discover where Gargamel is, and so they and the Winslows set out to Paris in order to find him. After their arrival, Patrick and Grace work together with Victor to distract Gargamel during one of his performances. Yeah, despite Patrick didn't want Victor and Little Blue to get involved and what have you. So the Smurfs sneak backstage, only to discover what Gargamel is planning to do. But apparently, of course, Azrael spots them and tries to inform his master. But at the same time, Smurfette escapes from her prison, and Vexy and Hackus chase after her. So, apparently, I gotta say, this is really fun. Gets real fun. They get into some real fun stuff here. I thought it was pretty good. So, upon her return to Gargamel's hotel suite with the knives, he presents her with a tiny version of the dragon wand as a feigned act of kindness. So she still refuses to give Gargamel the formula until she sees that the knights are dying due to a lack of Smurf essence. Faced without an alternative to save them, Smurfette writes the formula down and Gargamel uses it to turn the knights into real Smurfs. Immediately after they become Smurfs, Gargamel puts them into his new Smurfulator so it can carry out the rest of his plan. Now then, I'm going to get to the last bit of the movie, including the ending, so you've got 5 seconds to stop this vid, go to the description box, fast forward to the time mentioned to avoid the last bit of the movie and the ending. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Meanwhile, Patrick, Victor, and the Smurfs work together to rescue Smurfette. But however, they're soon captured and put into the Smurfulator, powering Gargamel's large-sized dragon wand. Yeah. So Patrick and Victor arrive just in time to destroy the Smurfulator together, even once after Victor is transformed into a duck. Well, right before this. So they destroyed the Smurfette layer together, causing an explosion of Smurf essence that destroys the random formula and frees the Smurfs from their cages. Everyone is blasting out of Gargamel's lair through a sewer hole where Patrick and Victor reunite with Grace and Blue. Gargamel reappears out of the sewer hole only to be blasted away by Smurfette with her new wand. He then falls into the Notre Dame Cathedral where he accidentally brings a stone vulture to life, which then throws him to the top of the Eiffel Tower where fireworks set off, sending him up, and away into the air. So the Smurfs then bid farewell to the Winslows. But however, they didn't have enough crystals, but with Smurfette's new wand, no problem. They soon return home with the newly reformed Vexy and Hackus, which would now be official brother and sister to Smurfette. And soon, Smurfette ends up having her big birthday celebration after all. Yes. So, anyway, now before I'm finished, there's 2 post-credit sequences. Now, the first one, well, during the credits, Gargamel and Azaria are pulled into the portal, sending them back to their little castle thing. And the actual real post-credit sequence, they later have a fight. And that's that. That's the Smurfs 2 for y'all. Now then, what did I think of it? Well, I'm going to say despite what critics have to say about this, I don't care what they say. I like it. I like this just as much as the first one. I mean, it might have a few issues though, but it has a load of Smurfy good fun. Believe me, the voices are real good, and I almost forgot that Jonathan Winters is heard as Papa Smurf as well, one last time, who unfortunately he died right before this came out in April, because the film came out in July. So they kind of put that in memory to him. They did the same thing for the animated movie as well. Now there was to be a Smurfs 3 in 2015, but however Sony, who once again released this along with their Sony Pictures Animation subsidiary, Columbia released this. Anyway, they folded in and said would be rebooted as a computer animated movie called Smurfs: The Lost Village, which came out in 2017, which had a memoriam to both Jonathan Winters and Anton Yelchin, who we sadly lost in a Jeep accident after he had recently done Star Trek Beyond. So anyway, I absolutely did enjoy the Smurfs 2 for obvious reasons. I mean, it's not really one of the best, but still, it's gotta be fun. I mean, would I recommend it? I'd say sure, go ahead. Just give it a try. If you don't like it, well, can't say I didn't try. But anyway, sorry everyone for clearing my throat so much. I try to do my best not to talk too much and what have you, but since I've been stuck up here in this here apartment of mine for the last 2.5 weeks since the you-know-what came along. But anyway, I'm going to say the cast was still pretty good and all. The humor was a little bit more of an improvement over what we got in the first movie. But anyway, I really did enjoy this. Raja Gosnell did pretty good in directing this. Again, the voice acting cast was pretty good too. I gotta give Jonathan Winters credit in his final role. Katy Perry. At first I didn't think she'd be good, but, well, from the first movie, but she still does well nonetheless. Everybody was pretty good, so again, I'd say give the Smurfs 2 just one try, and again, can't say I didn't try. But anyway, that's gonna do it for my review of the Smurfs 2. And anyway, Like I said, you can find it on DVD and Blu-ray from Sony. And please don't sue. Anyway, I do hope you enjoy my review of the Smurfs 2. Like I said, I like this just as much as the first, but you don't have to take my word for it though. But anyway, thank you for watching. Now, if you liked what you saw, you can check out my reviews for these. Well, for some more Smurfy goodness, I'll just do my previous Smurfy videos. In the upper left-hand corner is my Saturday morning TV log of the Smurfs. And the upper right-hand corner is my review of the Smurfs from 2011. Now, unfortunately, I won't review Smurfs Lost Village yet. It's going to be some time before I do that. I might do that down the road. The bottom left-hand corner is the button you can click to go to my channel and subscribe for more and more. I would appreciate you telling your friends about me and my channel. I'd like to get to 200 by the end of this month, I hope. Anyway, join me again next time when I review Trolls in order to promote Trolls World Tour. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.